Okay, I've been going back and forth on how I wanted to do this video. I finished watching Sandman like 2 weeks ago. I started off watching the first episode, and for some reason I was distracted, and I turned it off. And then I went back, I think 3 or 4 days later after that, and watched it again, and I was incredibly impressed. I was also incredibly saddened. I'm not going to spoil season 2 for any of those who have not watched it. I believe it discusses, I think, the 4th book of Seasons of Mist. What I kind of want to talk about is like my raw reactions to Sandman as a whole, and the role of creator, and how the decisions that the creator makes after they make their creation, and how that impacts so many people beyond what they intended. I feel Sandman in whole and part was created by people who loved the story, who loved the original creator. I'll try not to say his name. You already know his name. I'm doing that because there's a lot of like anger. There's a lot of sadness over what that person did. And I feel that there's a trend going on when people who have made it and they've done really, really well, they don't really think of their consequences of their actions of what they do. And I'm going to try to dial back to a little bit to Sandman and give like a general like overview of the story in season 2. Season 2 picks up from last season. We watched Sandman as he's rebuilding his dream world, his kingdom, and there's these issues that he's encountering when his big brother Destiny calls a meeting. Sandman is increasingly very selfish, very self-centered. He's very duty-bound. He believes in, each member of the Endless should attain to their realm. They should be responsible for maintaining their realm and ensuring that it's running properly. After the initial issues that he had in season 1, where he lost total control of his realm, he had, underlings and people that were below him kind of taking over, humans taking over parts of his power, parts of his responsibility, and it was incredibly embarrassing. And he managed to get all those back. But now we're seeing a continuation of him kind of gaining that control. And along with gaining that control, he's finding out new aspects. They're actually, Destiny brought up a meeting with the rest of the council of Endless, and they want to let people know that please do not look for your former brother. Your former brother is, well, actually not your former brother, but your brother Destruction. And there's a lot of back and forth between Desire and Sandman. They have a very, tenuous relationship, but Dream is preoccupied with building his world. There's a new character, a new member of the Endless, Delirium. She joins the crew, played exquisitely by Esme Creed Miles, and she tags along with Sandman, and they go on this journey to not find their brother. That's all I'm going to give about that. But over the course of season 2, you witness the actions that happened within Dream's former life, long, long ago, revisit him. And you see Lucifer, of course, and you see a lot of the characters from season 1, and some new characters, and they're all kind of dropping hints on where Dream is going to end up. And like I said, this season was very well done. I personally like season 1 more, and it was from the simple fact I didn't know about the allegations and stuff that was going on. I feel that what made season 2 more dour for me was the fact that everybody was coming together to give their best to this last season, a season that had to be shortchanged because of the creator's actions. And this is kind of where I'm getting to part of my video. I wish people could just show up, who have a huge responsibility to not only their company, their business, their brand, their IP, whatever. I wish they could just show up and do their fucking job without the need to harass other people, without the need to abuse other people, without the need to tear down a lot of what they created because of moments of superiority, moments of ego, moments of just power and control. And that's what kind of weighed down my experience of watching Sandman. I was watching these awesome, beautiful characters, Tom Sturridge, Kirby Hal Baptiste, giving their best performances. There's other characters in there, but these two were my favorites in the entire series. And I really wish I could see more Kirby. She gives off this almost, I forgot the actress's name, but she has the same vibe. I'll put a picture of her. She has the same vibe and voice every time I see her see her talk and stuff like that, she reminds me of this actress. I'm sorry, her name escapes me. I might remember it over the course of the video, but anyway, I'm going on a tangent because my thoughts are raw. I tried to kind of write down and outline what I wanted to say, and nothing was coming out because there's so much holding me back from saying what I really wanted to say. And I just wish people could just do their job without all the extra, because they have no idea what their actions do to impact other creatives, other people who believed in them, who trusted them, who relied on them, who got into business because of them. And now it's almost like never meet your heroes, because your heroes will always disappoint you. And that's kind of the feeling I had. It's like I never really, and to be perfectly honest, I never really read all the Sandman books. I maybe read one, and I was waiting for this season. I was waiting for this series to start. I've listened to the podcast, which was really great. The audiobooks, I love that. And I was really gearing up to watch more of Sandman, only to find out, yep, they're not going to really do it anymore. Maybe there's a possibility of doing offshoots. Maybe it's a long shot. I don't know. But long story short, I was incredibly saddened by what happened to the show and the potential of that show, and watching all these great characters and great individual performances just come together to make something really beautiful, really once in a lifetime thing. It was very hard to kind of do Sandman in the first place. And I know they ran into a lot of issues trying to get it off the ground, but they did it. They knocked it out of the park. Everyone did an outstanding job. There was not one person in the cast, old and new cast, that did a horrible job. And I really want to commend them. I want to thank them for at least doing their part to bring Sandman to life. And I hope to see each and every one of them in future projects. But I'm just really tired of creators who have so much power and rely on so many people to help them be the best they can be, just take these dumbass decisions and just doom something that just could have been really good, really transformative. And it was. Sandman is transformative. Sandman inspired a lot of people. And I'm talking about the series as well as the books. And I'm pretty sure that this series will inspire future creators to do what they need to do. I'm just watching season 2, trying to get through it, and seeing it was an awesome job, but knowing in the back of my mind, I'm never going to probably see these characters again. You know, I'll see these actors and actresses again, but I won't see these characters in this realm again. And I know Sandman continues on past seasons of Mist, but it's just the reality of, like, one person's decisions just killed the dreams of Sandman, you know? And it's ironic, it's stupid, I don't know. It pisses me off, and it's saddening, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of seeing the same shit all the time, you know? Just do your job. Do your job. Write what you want to write. Direct what you want to direct. Act how you want to act. Create music how you want to create. And just live your life unproblematic. Why is that so fucking hard? Why is it so fucking hard just to do your job? Why do you have to add all this extra? Okay, I'm going to stop because I'm getting mad, and usually when I get mad, I get sleepy. So I'm just going to stop it there. But thank you, Tom Sturridge. Thank you, Wyndham Christie. Thank you, Kirby Hal Baptiste, for all that you've done. I really appreciate it, and that's all I got. If you like what I had to say, feel free to like, share, subscribe. I really appreciate it. Maybe we can talk about it in the comments, you know, those Sandman fans. And that's all I got. Have a good one. Cabs out.